Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is WireDogSec, back with another video for you guys. Today's video, we are in TryHackMe. This is the Cybersecurity 101 learning path. This is Build Your Cybersecurity Career module, and this is the Training Impact on Teams room. Discover the impact of training on teams and organizations. Now we're going to cruise through this one because there's not much of any practical application, just basically a lot of reading. All right, so this should go relatively quickly. But hopefully, you all have an awesome day today and ready to learn something. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Task one, understanding the impact of cybersecurity training. So if you read through this, let's see what they have to say. How would you master any skill? By practice and training. Cybersecurity is no different. Nobody's born a cybersecurity expert. Everyone needs to gain the relevant skills and work diligently to keep them up to date and build upon them. However, practicing what you learn in cybersecurity has certain requirements. Example, it usually involves setting up a computer lab environment to ensure the setup won't harm production systems. This is why training platforms are indispensable in your journey to becoming a master. Now, you can use these learning platforms like TryHackMe, Hack the Box, or you can set up your own home lab, right? So VM Workstation Pro is free for everybody now. So you can go ahead and download that and then start building up your own lab environment and playing around with it. Okay, basically this is just highlighting the importance of cybersecurity training or any type of IT training. You're going to get good at something, you're going to have to practice and build out your own lab environments. And let's see, it says the main reason is that it prepares the team to handle what will come their way instead of learning new concepts, techniques, and tools in the middle of a cyber attack. They have come prepared, right? So you don't want to wait until you get punched in the face by a cyber attack for responding to that, right? So you want to take care of your training beforehand so that you know what to do in event or in the case of an event that happens. It says training makes it feasible to hire junior people and give them the means to ramp up quickly. Training also decreases the effort required by senior staff to train the same material over and over again. That is true, especially when it comes to like interviewing for jobs and stuff like that. Okay. Um, for myself, I would look for people who have built out a lab environment or who's using some kind of lab environment, whether that be online or what have you. Ask them questions if they have that in use. And a lot of times you'll be surprised how many people don't even have a lab environment configured at home or using some kind of online platform to improve their skill set. You should always be sharpening the axe, okay? Always trying to improve your skill set if you want to excel in this industry, okay? Anyway, you can read through the rest here. It talks about CTF stuff like that. It says, what is the most efficient way to ramp up skills of a junior hire in cybersecurity? Well, training. Attachment number 2 here, cybersecurity training for a large organization. Right, so let's see what they say here. For smaller teams, off-the-shelf training would be the most logical choice. However, if your team exceeds a certain size, typically beyond 20 employees, or if your training needs are very specific, it makes sense to customize existing training to your organization's need. TryHackMe enables via Content Studio, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I think there are other platforms besides TryHackMe that has something like this. I think this is relatively new that TryHackMe started offering to train up your teams in like large scale. All right, so this may be something that's feasible for your team, right? You may need to check with your manager to see if this is something that can be of use for your organization. All right, see, you can read the rest there. What is the name of the dashboard that TryHackMe offers for companies to create customized training paths? Content Studio, as referenced there. Task number 3, write a cybersecurity training investment proposal. Okay, you're gonna need to download these task files. Okay, and you have to read through all this here in order to answer or to help answer these questions. Okay, there's some good information in here, so I recommend taking a look at it. And let's scroll down a little bit. It says companies invest in their employees as any intelligent, wealthy person invests in their assets. Although you expect your company to realize the importance of training and encourage, even require employees to undergo specific training routes, sometimes you must make a case to convince them. Let's consider a scenario to study the value of training. Basically, they're using some kind of formula here to make a justification or business use case to get employees trained up, all right, get you out there to go to whatever training you're trying to go to. All right, so you can read through here and understand this formula here because then you have to use this formula, right, to answer these questions down here. And this is the criteria they're giving you to answer these questions. So use that formula up above, then you should get the answers down here to these questions. All right, what would be the savings due to increased productivity? Well, you got 40,000 here. It says assuming that training costs 500 per employee, what is the return on investment? 400%. All right, now with this being said, I would not let an employer dictate my training or learning. Okay. A lot of times, or sometimes, maybe your employer won't pay for whatever training you're trying to get into because it doesn't really directly apply to your job, or maybe the budget has been filled for that year and they can't go over budget for some reason. Well, there's plenty of free training out there online, and they have these fancy AI chatbots that will help you build out some criteria or resources that you can go and check to learn a specific area of cybersecurity or IT, what have you. Whatever you're trying to learn, there's probably a free resource out there. So I recommend doing a little digging and finding those free resources, doing those first before investing any type of personal money into training. Okay. Well, with that being said, try to get your employer to pay for training because a lot of training these days is expensive. Pay out of pocket when you can have your employer pay for it instead. Okay, and maybe you can use this formula like this to make up a justification or business use case, present that to your manager, and maybe they will be more inclined to send you off to some training. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Be sure to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Once you subscribe, be sure to hit that notification bell. All right, so you know every time I post a new video. As you can see here, most people that view my videos, view my channel, are not subscribed. Now, if you do subscribe, it will help me get into the YouTube algorithm so that we can continue to grow our glorious community here. As always, thank you all for taking the time to watch. Have a nice day and enjoy the video. Task number 4, vendor selection. And let's see here. Now that we have learned the importance of training, we need to consider the selection of the training vendor. There are a few essential questions to consider which can aid in vendor selection. We list the following questions that those responsible for vendor selection should ask. Who are you buying the training for? What are the experience, background, the role, and topics relevant to your employees? Has the vendor experience with similar organizations? What is the contents, breadth, depth, and quality for topics you care about, etc., etc., etc. Thinking about and answering these questions is a critical step for making the optimal vendor selection that suits the needs of your company or your team. Remember to consider the questions above as you work to select the training provider. Okay, so they're just giving you examples of questions to ask whatever training vendor you want to possibly take training from so that you have the best bang for your buck. Okay, you don't want to just go out there and get some training that is lackluster and you just wasted a bunch of money on some training that wasn't even very valuable that you can't even apply to your everyday job task or whatnot, or to your career path. Task number 5, go ahead and close it out with the conclusion here. Says this room discussed the importance of training at the company level. Training is an indispensable ingredient for cybersecurity teams' performance. Many people, especially knowledge workers, believe in lifelong learning, and many companies encourage and require employees to undergo regular training. The policy proves rewarding both for the trainees and employers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So check out business.tryhackme.com if you're interested in learning more about what TryHackMe has to offer for like your team and stuff at your organization. It says check out TryHackMe Classrooms if you like to learn more about what TryHackMe can do for educational institutions like colleges, schools, universities, etc. Let's continue investing in our knowledge and skills, and we're done with that. Before, do the free stuff first before you even go out and start spending money on a lot of things. There's a lot of things on YouTube, a lot of people out here giving out free training resources like TCM Security is a big one, or the Cyber Mentor. Go and check out their YouTube channel. There's tons and tons of video content out there that covers a plethora of different topics, mainly in like the ethical hacking or penetration testing space, but they also have other videos covering different topics. And also bug bounty stuff. There's a lot of big name YouTubers out there that specialize in bug bounty stuff. They have tons of free content on their YouTube channel. You can go and check out Portswigger's Web Academy if you want to learn about web application security and testing. Okay, and that's completely free. And also, you can set up your own lab environment, like I said, and then you can set up like a couple Docker images, what have you, to set up vulnerable systems or servers, and then play around with those. Get burp, you can get OAuth Zap, you can get the other one like Cato, I think that's what it's called, and start testing, playing around with web application security stuff. Okay, there's a lot of resources out there, guys. Just remember to constantly sharpen your axe and never stop learning because this industry is constantly changing. If you stop learning, then you will become a dinosaur. And look at what happened to the dinosaurs. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Thank you all for taking the time to watch my video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you like the content. Have a nice day, and I will see you later.